Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Candace from Lovewrapped. Thanks for joining me. If you are new to my YouTube channel, every time, why can I not get it right? If you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you see and that you stay. So today I wanted to cover a question that pops up all the time. It pops up in my VIP group, it pops up with people that I meet in the street. So it is how to prevent, or the steps you have to take troubleshooting bubbles at the side of your jams, at the side of your Jamberry nail wraps. So it happens a lot for a multitude of reasons. There is bubbles that happen straight away. So while you're applying, you just can't get them out. They're the ones I'm covering today. The troubleshooting ones that pop up down the track is a lot to do with nail prep and oils on your hands. And I'm gonna do a video about that at a later stage. But definitely check out my nail prep video because that is going to help you a lot if that's the case. So there are ways to prevent it from happening in the future, which I'll cover, but I'm talking about the ones that happen the second you put your wrap down and you just can't get them out. Okay, so let's get started. It is something that pops up all the time, and I see pictures in my YouTube, oh my gosh, I see pictures from my VIPs all the time of their nails, and how do I stop this bubbling? And I look at their nails, and 99.99% of the time it is this very first tip that I'm going to give you that will stop those. Okay, it's that easy, and you're not going to want to do it. So I'm just putting it out there that you guys aren't going to want to do it, and you're going to try every single one of my other tips before you do this one, and then eventually you're going to come back and go, okay Candace, you were right. So I'll take that now. Okay, Candace, you were right. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Okay, so the first one, which is going to make most of you hate me, is embrace the gap. I know you've heard it before, and there's a few reasons why you want to do it. So one is that there's heaps of oils on our nails, which is not so important for this particular part of the issue, that when you get too close to your skin, the oils can get underneath, and that causes lifting and bubbling after you've applied them. The second reason that most of you probably would realize as soon as I say it, but don't necessarily think straight away, is that our nails are ridged and domed, and they're not perfect. They're not designed as flat little things, and our wraps are flat. So, and we're trying to apply them to something that's rounded. And the reason is because as you get further down your nail, closer to your skin, your nail starts to get ridgier, I guess, more uneven. And you'll get, because when we do our nail prep, we're focusing on the part that the jam is attaching to. But down the side, it's very, very hard to prep down the side. We get stuff stuck down there. We get, it's very hard to get your nail prep cleanser and all that sort of stuff down there. You get bits of invisible cuticle that get stuck down there, and I do not want you jamming stuff down there to try and get that out just so you can get a closer application. So I want to show you right now. Look at this. Do you see that? My nail. Gap. I have gaps. I totally embrace the gap. That is how. Look at this one. Can you see it? Maybe not. That one's a big one. This one here on the side, look at that big gap. I embrace the gap, and that is why I don't get bubbling on the side. If I tried to get a full coverage, like complete all over my nail, I would get bubbling too. So this is one thing. As soon as you take it away from the skin, just that little bit more, not just to prevent oils getting underneath, but to give your wrap a completely or almost completely flat surface to attach to, you're going to have so much better application, I assure you. Okay, so first and foremost, if you do that and nothing else, I guarantee you your 75% of your bubbles will be gone. 75%. If you're doing it already, please message me, because I would love to see what your nails look like with the gap and where your bubbles are coming, because please message me. I'd love to see that. Okay, the next thing I wanted to cover. So you've embraced the gap now, right? You're all gonna do it. You promised me, right? Okay, so the next thing is, if you've got ridged nails or domed nails even, you want a flat surface for your wrap to attach to, a flat and slightly rough surface, which is why the buffing, the little bit light buff, and there is absolutely no sandpapery feeling on that at all. So it's the lightest buff. It's not like going to a salon where they file down the top of your nail beds. You're just creating that little bit of a surface on it. But you want to create a smooth surface first, so a flat surface. If you have ridged nails at all, or if your nails are quite domed, then this is not even it. Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. I'm gonna pretend right now that this is my smoothing base coat because it's upstairs and I don't want to embarrass myself by running upstairs. You want to grab our smoothing base coat. So it is like an opaque white, which I don't know why I grabbed the pink one. This is strengthening. Oh my gosh. You want to grab this, our Jamberry smoothing base coat. So you pop this on 1 to 2 layers. It dries really, really quickly. It self-levels and it's going to create a beautiful flat surface, the perfect surface for your wraps to attach on. So if you've got ridges in your nails, especially, ridges in your nails means that your wraps are going to have a really hard time sticking because it's not a flat surface. This, if it was the Jamberry smoothing base coat, will change everything for that. So definitely the smoothing base coat is well worth it. I then just give it the lightest buff over the top once it's completely dry. It doesn't take long at all, I assure you. And then I pop on my wraps. Okay, so that's the smoothing base coat. Now, the wraps are getting ready to go on and we are going to heat them. Please do not overheat them. Did you know that every wrap, depending on its thickness, will have a slightly different heating time? Now, on average, it's about 2 seconds. You don't want to heat it more than 2 seconds. If you are using a hairdryer and you're having problems with bubbling or your wrap's not lasting very long, I strongly suggest investing in our mini heater. It sends out the perfect temperature. It's super easy. It does have a cord usually. It's got a little stand. It's amazing. You can do it like this. You can have it standing. They're 14 Australian dollars. They're, I think, $9 US. They're so cheap. Chuck it in with your order. You can grab them. Any Jamberry consultant will be able to help you with that, or you can head to my website, benau.com/lovewrapped, and grab one of those, because that is going to change a lot if you are using a hairdryer at the moment. So you want to keep in mind that metallics require the least. So if you put your wraps in, and your glossies are your thickest, so somewhere in between you're going to get the right time. If your wraps are starting to curl, take them out. You're heating them for too long. That's the best way to gauge it. You do not want to overheat your wraps, because as soon as they start to curl and bubble on the side, you're never going to get those bubbles out, because the wrap is slightly damaging. You're not going to be able to. It'll shrink back, but it'll generally shrink back with a ripple on it, unfortunately. So please don't over heat your wraps. And then once you pop your wrap on, I'm going to show you how you should be pushing it onto your nail. So you want to start in the middle and push it back towards the cuticle, and then you want to go back to the middle and push it up towards the tip. So use a lot of, oh, I forgot my orange, oh, well, doesn't matter. You want to push it up towards the top, and then you want to go out to the side like this, out to the side, and then through here. Now you can use your purple pusher, your purple cuticle pusher. They're really, really good for this. I prefer to just, if my hands are completely without oils and stuff, I prefer to use my hands, because the heat of my body as well will help this. And then I go out to the side. So it's like you're basically pushing from the center out like this. It's that easy. Okay, so that's going to prevent all of the bubblage. Okay, so why am I doing it completely wrong? So here, here, out to the sides, and then out to the corners. okay? And then going back over wherever you've got your bubbles. And you can add a little bit of extra heat and stuff if you need, just to help you get those bubbles out. Now, if you've got tiny little bubbles left, I would then get my metal cuticle pusher, or cuticle spoon, get my words right. I would heat it ever so slightly, just for a couple of seconds in here, till it's like warm to touch but not hot. And then on the back, I'm just going to run it over with that slightly more intense heat. That should push out your bubbles. If you have larger bubbles and you have tried all your might, now if you've done all of these steps, you shouldn't be left with many bubbles. I assure you, if you have not skipped over that first step, you probably won't get to this one. But if you do get to this one and you've got a tiny little bubble on the side that is too big to fix with your spoon, I want you to grab your cuticle nippers or your scissors. I find the cuticle nippers work better. These are available in the deluxe toolkit, which I'm in love with, totally obsessed with. Okay, and then you are just going to pop your cuticle nipper just into that bubble underneath the wrap. So you're just lifting it up slightly, give it a little nip, and then you're just going to push it flat on one side and then fold the other one over. So you kind of create like a tiny little, it's just gonna go like this. Now you can trim off the excess. I'm gonna do a video of this, by the way. I need to get my husband to lend me his hands so that I can do it on him, because I know he has quite domed nails. And you can either nip that off, or it'll just create a slight little, it'll sit pretty flush. You probably won't even notice. Then to set that off, once I've done them all, do them on all my fingers, and you will not have any bubbles if you use this technique, and you just snip them out and you keep them all flat. And then I want you to pop over it with your True Shine. Your gel coat is perfect. Now, if you want to create even more of the illusion of no bubbles, and absolute smooth and whatever, gloss attracts your eyes to imperfections. The matte top coat from our True Shine collection is incredible, and it's so hot right now, by the way. It's so hot right now, so on trend. It's amazing. You're going to create this amazing finish. It's still got a really silky finish for a matte. It's got a beautiful finish on it. You're not going to get any, you're going to seal off all those edges, and you're not going to notice any imperfections in your nails at all. Now you can use the glossy top coat. That's absolutely fine. You still shouldn't see too much imperfection if you have followed all of my rules, I promise you. So definitely the matte wraps, matte top coats are amazing if you've got particularly domed nails. You're not going to notice those that much. You can also do the same thing for nipping out any bubbles at the top of your nails as well, or at the tip. Again, as long as you are capping off your wraps, capping off your gel with the top coat and the base coat. So do the base coat and then the top coat. You're going to be fine. No oils and stuff is going to get under there, and you're going to have a perfect manicure. Absolutely perfect. Okay. I'm just going through my list because look, I actually have a list. I'm so organized. And I'm pretty sure that was all of them. That was all of my list. So embrace the gap. Definitely embrace the gap. Don't overheat your wraps. Please don't overheat them. Matte top coat hides a lot of things. Your nippers, amazing for getting out those ones that do not want to move. Tiny little ones, heat your spoon and just give it a nice little extra heat to even it out and push it out, just like you would with like, what's it called? Contact on your school books. Remember when you used to get bubbles on your school books and you used to like, and when you added heat to them, suddenly it was like, oh, look at that. Bubble comes out. So that one there, and I'm sure there was one more. If you embrace the starfish, you will be perfect. Okay, so that is all from me. Sorry about the singing while I was doing that. I hope that helped. If not, Let me know if you're still having problems. Reach out to me. If you wanted to grab anything from the video, reach out to your Jamberry consultant. Otherwise, if you don't have one, I'm more than happy to help you with that. My website is benau.com/lovewrapped. I have a VIP site on Facebook, Lovewrapped VIPs. Please come join in the fun over there if you're not part of a VIP group already. Like and subscribe if you like my stuff, guys. I'm going to wrap this up because, wow, it's a long video. I love you and thanks for stopping by. That's it. Bye, guys.